Good morning and welcome to the Stanislaus Superior Court Traffic Calendar. This video contains a lot of information. Please listen carefully. Arraignment or change plea. If you have not yet been arraigned, that will be done first. If you have already been arraigned, you can still change your plea before the trial starts. The court will ask you if you want to change your plea or proceed with trial. For those going forward with the trial, it will start right away. Issues at trial. The court will only hear information that is needed for the issues at trial. How the officer treated you at the time of the stop is not an issue the court will decide today. Whether anyone else violated the law is not an issue the court will decide today. If either the officer, the defendant, or any other witnesses start to include information not needed for the issues at trial, the court will stop you and tell you it is not needed. Trial procedure. The officer has to testify first. While the officer is testifying, there cannot be any interruptions or arguments with the officer. This is your right to confrontation of the witness. That means you have the right to be present, listen, and see the evidence that is being used against you.
When the officer is done testifying, you have the right to ask the officer questions. You do not have to ask any questions, but this is your right of cross-examination. If you choose to ask questions, you must remain professional and civil. The questions must be in question format. Who, what, where, when, why, how. You cannot argue with the officer's responses. If the question is not relevant, improper, or is not understood, the court will intervene. This has no indication on how the court will rule on the case, but is only to help the cross-examination proceed appropriately.
Trial procedure. Regardless of whether you choose to ask questions of the officer or not, you have the right to remain silent. The prosecution has the burden to prove you are guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and your silence cannot be used against you. You also have the right to testify and present your own evidence. If you choose to testify, that means you are giving up your right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. Your testimony, evidence, and arguments are directed to the court. Do not direct your statements to the officer. The officer cannot ask you any questions. The court can ask questions of either side at any time. Trial procedure. Once all of the evidence is submitted, the court will make its ruling and pronounce sentence, if any. Once the ruling is made, the court cannot hear or consider any further testimony, evidence, or argument. When the trial is complete, please sit back down where the bailiff instructs you and wait for your paperwork. If you have any questions about the information contained in this video or anything else about your hearing today, please make a note of it and ask the judicial officer at the beginning of your hearing. Thank you.